So storing crypto has become very important, especially when large amounts might be sitting there doing nothing. So you might be asking yourself, what should I do with all this money, all this crypto, just in the meantime? The safest option is using a hardware wallet. These can vary in size, some of them being from a small USB stick to some that are the size of a hard drive. Some of them even come with a touch screen built in. We're going to go through various different ones today from different companies. So I'll talk about the features of different wallets, the cost of each wallet, and some pros and cons of each as well. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. The first wallet we're going to talk about is the Ledger Nano X/S. We'll mention S. But primarily the Ledger Nano X. It's quite a popular wallet used among a lot of crypto users. It can install up to 100 apps at the same time, and it's compatible with over 5,500 different cryptocurrencies. When I mention apps, I mean that each blockchain is an app, right? So if I install the Ethereum app, it means I can store any ERC20 token. So having 100 different apps means you can store quite a lot of cryptocurrency. It comes with a software called Ledger Live that you can use on your mobile and also on PC as well. And this is used to control your Ledger wallet, such as send and receive, buying and selling, just various different transactions and things like that. Third-party apps such as MetaMask can also be used alongside Ledger, and this enables you to sort of use the DeFi sector of crypto. NFTs can also be stored on this ledger as well. In terms of its price, it costs around £136 or $180 US. It might seem a little bit on the expensive side, but don't worry, just stay tuned. We've got a couple of other options for you as well today. We'll talk about the pros for Ledger Nano X. It comes with a huge amount of compatibility between blockchains and also cryptocurrencies. Its software can be used on mobile. It's easy to use as well. It can store NFTs, and it can also interact with MetaMask and the whole DeFi sector, as mentioned before. That's sort of a quick list, you could say. A few cons for the Ledger Nano X. It's relatively expensive compared to other wallets. It doesn't have a touch screen, so if you've got big fingers, it might be a bit fiddly. And also, I should mention that the company did have quite a large data breach. So things like customers' email addresses, phone numbers, and even home addresses were leaked. So not quite good for security in terms of that they have been hacked before, but not the actual physical wallets, just the servers on where the customer information, such as addresses of your house and phone numbers and things like that were stored. In terms of the Ledger Nano X compared to the S is more of an upgrade. It's slightly bigger. It's more expensive, but it can store way more cryptocurrencies. I think with the Ledger Nano S, you could only store up to 6 apps. So there's a lot less storage capabilities, which was one of the biggest sort of differences between the two. But we're going to head over to the next hardware wallet, which is the Trezor Model T. The Trezor Model T is another widely used hardware wallet among crypto users. The wallet supports over 1,200 different coins, including the major market cap coins such as, Bitcoin, Ethereum, To give this wallet a bit of an edge over the others, this is something I really like, is that it comes with a password manager, so you can actually store all your usual things like your social media account passwords, maybe some online banking passwords, whatever it could be. But instead of having a master password being one that you come up with yourself, the master password is the device itself. And I think that was one of the biggest differences between your traditional password managers. If you come up with a password, then that can still be guessed, whereas if you were to try and break into this password manager, you need the physical device. So it's a little bit of a safer way of storing more than just your crypto. You can store your passwords as well. This wallet also features a touchscreen, so you can avoid having to input personal information onto the computer. Most of it is done from the touchscreen itself. In terms of the price of the Trezor Model T, it costs about £189 or $250 US. So it's more expensive than the Nano X, which isn't ideal, but it has some nice features sort of alongside. So yeah, it is quite an expensive wallet compared to the Nano X, and I think it's probably one of the most expensive wallets I've seen out there, but there's a reason for it. I mean, the company itself is quite well renowned for being a decent company. I don't think they've had any major hacks in the past, but don't quote me on that. So we're going to go into some of the sort of the pros and cons of the Trezor Model T. We'll start with the pros. It's got wide support for many different cryptocurrencies. It's touchscreen, which is always nice. It's got a password manager that uses the device as the master password. So like I just mentioned before, it just sets it aside from a lot of other traditional password managers with, you need to have the device. So it's good. I like it. It's got an open source code as well, which means that you can actually go and see for yourself just how this wallet operates. It's just nice to see, just for the case of being transparent, you can actually see just how it works. You can also store NFTs using this wallet as well. I think this is what really set it aside before to the Ledger series. The Ledger series you could store NFTs on, and it wasn't long ago when you couldn't actually store NFTs onto Trezor, but they've now added that as part of an update, so you can now store your NFTs as well. You can store your Bored Apes and your CryptoPunks. You can also interact with third-party apps as well, such as MetaMask, so you can sort of access the whole DeFi sector as well. But yeah, we're going to go into the cons, and the only real thing I could really pick up was the fact that it was so expensive. But it all depends on your budget at the end of the day. I know that $250 is quite a lot, especially on something that's quite small. But I think with the ability to store everything and be in control of your own money, $250 to store maybe 10, 20k worth of crypto is probably worth it, just as it's one of the safer options. The next wallet we're going to talk about is SafePal. Now, SafePal is definitely a cheaper alternative compared to the previous wallets that we've spoken about today, but don't let the decrease in the price affect how you look at a wallet like this. This wallet is compatible with over 33 blockchains and 30,000 tokens. What? It's an insane amount of compatibility. On their website, they claim to have an unlimited cryptocurrency storage with the options to add and delete tokens as you go. New tokens that come out can be added via firmware updates that happen every couple of weeks. This wallet also features a self-destruct system, so if the wallet detects any sort of malware or harmful viruses, then it can self-destruct. But do keep in mind that you need to have your seed recovery phrase, so you can actually recover it to another wallet should the self-destruct. So just make sure that your seed phrase is stored in other locations. Binance is actually invested in SafePal. They are partners, which means that both apps synchronize really well. You can access a lot of the features of Binance just by using the companion app of SafePal. So you can do everything like trading, sending, receiving, buying and selling various different cryptocurrencies through the app. So it is quite well interconnected. So if you do use Binance a lot, then this is a pretty decent wallet to have alongside it. In terms of its cost, we'll talk about it now. It's £37 or $50 US. So it's way cheaper than the alternatives I've spoken about today. But we're going to talk about the pros and cons of it now. All right, we'll talk about the pros of it first. It's got really good security, as it has no Bluetooth, it has no Wi-Fi connections. It just uses the camera to scan QR codes. That is something I needed to mention as well before the pros, is that the wallet is almost like a credit card shape, and it has a camera on there, and to sort of sync it to your phone, you just scan QR codes. So you can scan a QR code on your phone, and then the phone then scans the QR code on the wallet, and then it's synchronized. So whenever you make any sort of transactions, all you need to do is just scan the QR codes. But carrying on to the pros, it's got a self-destruct mechanism, like I mentioned before. It's compatible with the Wallet Connect wallet, so you can use and access any DeFi apps. It communicates really well with Binance, as I mentioned before, so you can do all your trading and everything if that's the exchange that you want to use. And it is a lot cheaper than the other alternatives. In terms of the cons for this wallet, I've never personally, had the wallet in my hand and used it, but I have watched quite a lot of videos now just on the wallet itself, and it does look quite clunky. Just after watching other people use it, when they want to send transactions, even syncing up the wallet in the whole setup process, it just looks a bit confusing. I'm going like this, scanning with my phone, and then I'm like this, scanning onto my phone. It just doesn't, I don't know, it's a little bit clunky, and I don't think it's that user-friendly from what I've seen. And when I've gone through sort of the compatibility list between the different cryptocurrencies, even though it does have the potential to store so many different currencies, it doesn't enable you to just buy and sell all these different currencies as well. So there's like a limited compatibility there for it. So some of the major ones you can do everything with, buy, send, sell, receive. And then there's others where you can only send and receive and store. So even though it's compatible with so many different ones, some of them are limited. And it doesn't look like it feels as robust as the alternatives that we've spoken about today as well. Now, this might just be my personal opinion and something I've seen from, the other videos that I've looked at. and on the website and stuff, but it just doesn't feel as robust as the other ones. The other ones look a lot more well made, more, you know, in terms of the material that they've actually been made out of. Some, you know, the other alternatives look a lot more metallic and just sturdy, like I could smash it on a desk and it would be fine. But SafePal, I don't know if I'd want to smash it onto a desk. Maybe I'll do some kind of test like that in the future. I have no idea. So after hearing about these different wallets that we've spoken about today, you might still be asking the question, why do I want to store it in a hardware wallet anyway? And I sort of want to explain that now as well as part of this video. Cold storage is what we call it. It's the safest way to store your crypto. It means that basically you are in complete control of your funds. When you have it in like an exchange, it's basically like an IOU type of thing. So if the exchange gets hacked or something like that, and the company goes bust, like with the recent crypto hacks video that I made, you're not always going to get your crypto back in them sort of scenarios. Whereas if you have it on a little hardware wallet, it means you are in control of it. So I'd say it's good for long-term holds. Say if you're just holding like, I don't know, 1 Bitcoin and you always want to have that 1 Bitcoin, you can just store it on something like a hardware wallet. You could still use it on a day-to-day basis. I think a couple of years ago, it wasn't as nice. It wasn't like as user-friendly to be using hardware wallets on a day-to-day basis, but I think it has gotten better over the years with sort of, you know, UI improvements and all that sort of stuff, the user experience. One thing that I do want to mention when it comes to purchasing these hardware wallets is to make sure that you're only using sort of the manufacturer's website. I would avoid using something like Amazon or eBay, especially secondhand, which I don't think that's even a thing, because you just never quite know whether there's going to be some kind of supplier issues, and Amazon, you know, might just make a mistake and pick up the wrong wallets that maybe aren't genuine. So your best bet is to just get them off the manufacturer's website. I'm pretty sure all of these come with a little verification thing when it first sets up, so you can tell whether it's been activated before or whether it is just a genuine wallet or not. I know with Amazon, in terms of supplier issues, they have had some issues with other products in the past. I remember trying to buy an air fryer that was super cheap, and it ended up just being more of a scam, and that was on Amazon. So maybe it's my fault for seeing an air fryer for £2, but never mind. So this was just a few examples of hardware wallets. I would say that they are sort of more of the popular ones. In terms of what I personally have used before, I've used the Nano X before, and it's been really nice and easy to use. I can use just the Ledger Live app to do everything I need to do. In terms of what I'd be looking for in the future, I don't know. I quite liked Ledger, and I still do. I think it's just the whole thing with the hack and the data breach, and with the customer's data. I don't know. It's something that always will play in the back of my head now. So maybe, you know, in the future I might pick a company that's not had such a large hack. So who knows what wallets are going to be taking the lead in the future. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, then please leave a like, comment, subscribe, notification bell, all of those things, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.